Hello and welcome to another ScienceMan digital tip. Today's tip on layout and planning is another in our series for desktop capture beginners. Hello, so I'm going to talk about some layout and planning ideas today, and what a lot of people don't realize is that you can have more than one thing going on in your desktop capture at the same time, and this can really help spruce up your educational videos. So I've got a little bit of an example here. I made a video on distance time graphs. I'm just going to speed up the time frame here. And what I've got going on in this video is three things. I've got a graph on the left-hand side of the page. I've got a digital display in the bottom right. But I also have my webcam. And that's a nice tip that a lot of people don't realize. Is that webcams are like $50 these days, an external webcam. And when you connect that to your computer, that's a very simple and easy way that you can aim at anything on your desk, anything and everything. So in this video, I've got three things going on, and very nice way to illustrate a concept. Let me give you another example of this, and this kind of harkens back to another issue that I've talked about in a previous digital tip, and that is resolution. I like to use Photoshop as my blank palette. It also lets me set up my resolution. I like to capture a big area. So here I've got like a 1280 by 720 space, which I know is going to end up looking really good on YouTube. And then I'll bring my things onto the screen. So perhaps if I'm making a video about wasps, might have a diagram of a wasp and its internal organs and even an arrow on the screen that I can use to point things out as I'm talking about the different parts of the wasp. And what I can even do is bring on the screen some live footage of some wasps that I filmed. And this is another tip that a lot of people don't realize how easy it is to get some footage, raw footage, into your desktop captures these days. And I'm just going to go back out to my presentation here and talk about that, because one thing that's really changed this for me is the iPad. A lot of people have iPads and has a built-in video camera. So all you really need to do is shoot your video and then use Google Drive or Dropbox, which are both free. And in a few minutes, you can have your video onto your computer. Then just bring it up on your screen, capture that, and you've got the video as part of your desktop capture. Very easy to do. Another thing that you can do, for instance, is if you're making an educational video for let's say you were just reading a children's book to little kids. Well, you could actually bring your iPad onto your screen. There are some apps on the web for doing this. Just Google it. Google iPad on your computer screen. And here I've got a children's book up. And what I can even do if I want is bring up my webcam preview, and I can actually talk to the child as I'm going through my little children's book. And I could be reading the children's book to a child here. So, I mean, that's a nice little idea. Again, getting multiple things on the screen at the same time. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is planning your video, because there's nothing worse than a lot of hums and haws in an educational video. And one way you can avoid that is by simply storyboarding and scripting. Here I've got some screen captures that I've used to plan out a current and voltage video. And if you just plan out your basic visuals for the video, it can really make making the video a lot more sensible and without obvious pauses and gaps. And the other strong suggestion I'd make is just create yourself a simple spreadsheet and describe the visuals on the left-hand side of the spreadsheet, like I have here for a video I made on osmosis, and then the script on the right-hand side of the spreadsheet. And then as you're doing your your narration of the desktop capture, you simply just read from the script. You can put on the side of the screen outside of the desktop capture. So this can be a really nice way to avoid the hums and haws in a desktop capture. So I hope you've liked these tips, and use them in good health as you make your desktop captures. Thanks for viewing this ScienceMan digital tip.